Hey everybody, this is Trevor, and thank you for coming to my channel, Pioneer Spirit. If you could please hit the like button, I'd be greatly appreciated, and I thank everyone who has. So, that being said, I want to do a series of videos on gas prices, and I've been curious about them for quite a long time, and I have stumbled across some information in the past few weeks, and I want to compile some videos here. And so I'm not going to get everything out today on this video, but I'm going to give you some general knowledge that I've learned and I want to share with you. And I would really appreciate if people would share in the comment section their thoughts on this, of any other videos, proving, disproving anything I say, to contribute towards the intellectual stimulation of certain subjects. And this subject here I find fascinating, and that's the gas prices. And I've been investigating this, and I just want to point out here. I'm going to put out some general information today. Going to make more videos in depth on certain years and whatnot. So I'm just going to put out kind of a wide brush of some information right now. So I'm going to start back with, this is U.S. fuel prices per gallon, and this is an average. Okay, so they take the average of all the prices in every state in the United States, and this is what they've been. Now, I've compiled information starting back in 1929. And all the information I'm reading you is verified. This is on the United States government website, the Department of Energy. So I'm not making any of this up. I'm reading verbatim as to what they have put out. And so, yeah, if you want to check it out further, go ahead, look at that, Department of Energy. And so let's start off here. So in 1929, the average price for a gallon of gas in the United States of America was 21 cents. Now, I don't want to go over every year from 1929. I am going over the prices from 1929 to current day, 2023. I'm not going to bore you with all the prices here, but because it is in two groups, and what I found here. So basically from 1929, gas prices start off at 21 cents a gallon, fairly steady. There's no significant increase. Let's go like 1934. It's actually down to 19 cents. Go to 1939, it's still 19 cents. 1942, it's 20 cents. From 1943 until 1946, it's back to 21 cents. The only significant jump between... Now, I'm going to break this up into two groups. So I'm going to have to... Okay, so the two groups, 1929 to 1972. And then 1973 to present day. So the first group from 1929 to 1972, the only significant jump is in 1947, where a price of a gallon of gas was 23 cents. And in 1948, it goes up 3 cents to so in 1948, it goes up to 26 cents per gallon. Okay, I don't know what happened there. I'm trying to find historical events. If you can, please tell me historical events, what has happened in 1947 to 48 within the United States, or in the globe as well, too. But then from there, the price of fuel stays pretty steady. 1949 to 1952, it remains at 27 cents per gallon. 1953 to 55, it's 29 cents. 56, it's 30 cents. Right up to 1964, it goes back and forth. 1 year's 30 cents per gallon, the next year's 31 cents. So there we go on that first chart that I have. And 1965, 31 cents. Going all the way up to 1969. From 65 to 69, it goes from 31 cents to 35 cents. Nothing unusual there. 1970 to 1972, a gallon of gas in the United States was 36 cents. So basically, in that time frame, unless my math is wrong, that from 1929 to 1972, gas prices go up 0.4 of a cent every year on average. So, the curve, the hockey stick graph chart they show, and I will show this in the thumbnail. Very minimal, just kind of creeps up. Then to me that seems fine. It's going up every year, but not significantly. Okay, I was surprised to see the increase was only 0.4 of a cent. I thought 1 cent per year would probably have been acceptable by we the people. But here we go. So from 1972, the gas price is 36 cents a gallon, and then jump right here next year, 1973, it jumps by 3 cents, so 39 cents a gallon. And here is where it really gets messy. 1974, 53 cents a gallon, huge increase. 1975. Now, every year it just continually goes up. 75, 57 cents. 76, it's 59 cents. It just continues to go up and up and up. 1979, 86 cents. 1980, $1.19. And folks, the price just continually goes up. So you've got that perfect, they call it the hockey stick graph chart, where it's pretty flat, and then all of a sudden it curves right up. It just shoots off. And where the price jumps off is definitely from 72, 73. And I mean, the prices just continue to fly up and up and up. There's really no, I don't know, why would the prices go up so dramatically starting then? Okay, what happened from 1929 to 1972? What was going on? There was, we went through the Great Depression, which I don't know what was so great about it, but the Great Depression, World War II, and now these are obviously those were two worldwide things. Obviously, what was happening internally in the United States, Korean War, Vietnam War was already raging on up until 72. So there's a lot of things that were happening within the United States and globally that were, I don't know, just as dramatic as what's happened from 73 to present day here, 2023. But yet the gas prices only increased on average 0.4 cents per year for that first part of the chart that I'm going over. So what happened, real? 72, 73, okay, Richard Nixon is president. I'm just going to go over a few things. Please add comments below as to why you think the price has just skyrocketed since 1973. But what's happening around there? Okay, well, the Vietnam War is raging on. They're trying to figure out a way to get out of there. It's costing a lot of money. It's costing lives. What does Richard Nixon do? He completely takes the US dollar off the gold standard. So there's no link between gold and your fiat currency anymore. And the American dollar is now the dollar to trade in oil. And it's also backed by the United States military. Now, who's the other strongest military in the time, in the early 70s there? It's Russia. But Russia doesn't give a crap. They're thinking, whatever. The Soviet Union had, all its satellite states. It had all the oil, all the natural resources, everything that the communists figured they had. They were fine. Militarily, Russia, even to this day, is not going to take on the United States one-on-one. The only thing that backed up the Soviet Union back at this time, obviously, was nuclear missiles. So, United States not going to go toe-to-toe. But Russia's really, if it was just a conventional war, obviously back then Russia's like, we're not going to go against the United States. So they don't really care. So I'm trying to think, so basically Nixon, and whoever's pulling his strings, says, hey, that's it. The dollar, no more ties to gold. It's all petrodollar. You want to buy oil in the world, you do it with the U.S. Currency, fiat currency. And again, backed up by the United States military. So those are just some things that I've noticed that really. And then there's things that happened in the 1970s. That's I have looked back, and that's when you start hearing these words like peak oil, energy crisis. That was raging through the 1970s. Oh, energy crisis, and peak oil. That term really started coming out then. And I know at my great old age here, I don't think it's old, but 50 years old, I can tell you from my experience. I heard the term peak oil come up every few years, up until about 2005. I think they gave up on that then because they're like, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be a peak oil. But that was a term. Oh, we're going to run out of oil, especially in the 1970s. There's energy crisis, and I think they just used that as part of a scam or some kind of scheme or whatever the powers to be used to get these fuel prices up there, because there's no rhyme or reason for, like, even if fuel prices went up 1 cent, from like 1973, so that would have been doubled, right? So that you're okay. So you go up 0.4 of a cent. Let's just round half a cent. From 29 to 73, every year gas goes up. Even if you put gas up 1 cent per year from 73 to current day, so let's say that would be, that's 50 years. Starting in 73 so it was 39 cents a gallon. That would put it today's money, a 1 cent increase every year. So that's doubling what it was in the previous 43 years. That would still put us at like $1.39, okay? $1.39 per gallon today. So even if it was $1.50, just put it up there a bit more. Who would love to be paying $1.50 per gallon in the United States in 2023 right now? Obviously, if it was, even if it doubled. Like $2 a gallon. Let's say just the incremental increases from 73 to today were up to, say, $2 a gallon. Like just a steady increase, okay? But we've had such a rapid increase in the cost of fuel per gallon in the United States since 1973 that it's no wonder, we've had these we keep having these recessions every few years, and the government keeps kicking the can down the road, and I don't know, just a lot of information to take in, and it's a lot of information I've been going over, and what do you think? What do you think? Comment below. Comment with videos. Show me information, explaining it more. I'm shocked that the gas prices were like, very minuscule increases from 1929 to 1972, but yet from 73, so for the last 50 years, fuel prices have skyrocketed, but it hasn't really skyrocketed, and there's information on this too. Wages compared to the cost of living since 1980, everything keeps getting more expensive, yet every year there's less money, less disposable money, income in people's accounts, their pockets, in their bed mattress, wherever. We're having if you're a single person with no kids, and you're probably doing okay. If you're two parents with kids, both of the parents have to work. They have to do something to make money, or else trying to give your kids the best you possibly can on even what two parents can make today, it's almost impossible. Like trying to give them the best education, you're kind of almost forced to send them to the government indoctrination factories, the public schools, unless you are, you're trying to make more money, and that's great. That's great. Try to make more money, but trying to do that is getting even more difficult every year, and you have to be smarter. You have to work smarter, work harder, and figure out ways of making income to counteract this cost of living. But I don't know what we could do about this. I mean, it would be great. Someone's got to put these fuel prices back down. To my calculations, We should not be paying more than $2 a gallon today, and that should have been a steady increase. Back 10 years ago, maybe like $1.50, and then 10 years before, it should have been a slow incremental increase in the fuel price because everything is connected to fuel. Okay, the truckers, the most awesome freaking workers ever here in Canada, the United States, are truck drivers. Just look around your house. Almost 100% everything you've got, you can thank a truck driver for that one, okay? They've brought us everything. But they have to charge per delivery. They go, okay, well, this is how much it's going to cost me in fuel to drive 1,000 miles. And the higher the price of fuel, they have to make a living too. At the end of the day, a truck driver can't drive 1,000 miles just to make $100. In some cases, they would lose money if they don't charge a certain amount. So everything gets increased, right? Everything's pushed off, and the final end is the customer. That's me sitting here. So yeah, fuel prices is a huge factor in everyone's life every year. The cost of living. So I think we've been screwed over by the powers to be for the last 50 years, since at least 1973. We've been screwed over. We, the people, have been getting screwed over. And it really, most of the piece of the pie in the puzzle that I can come up with today, as of June 1st, 2023, is fuel prices. Fuel prices have been skyrocketing, okay, for 50 years. And we got to do something about it. Okay, my solution, vote with your dollars, vote with your feet. I guess you could try to vote, cast a ballot, but 50 years of skyrocketing fuel prices, I don't see how political solutions are any help. So voluntary ways to relate to one another, in relationships, in the trading of goods and services. I truly believe that is a better system. A voluntary government, if that's even possible. It almost sounds like an oxymoron. It's like liberty taxes. That's an oxymoron. So, but if somehow we could try to swing government into a voluntary organization where perhaps I don't like to use the word politicians, like people in the politician kind of role could voluntarily adhere to, here's our constitution, here's the list of rules we live by. That's it. Nothing more. Okay? No more. Not the 100,000 different laws and regulations that are on the books. Okay? So that's what I've pointed out today. Fuel prices in those two categories. Go look it up on the Department of Energy in the United States of America, and you will find that I think you'll be as shocked as I was and still am to find out the amount it's increased per gallon over the last 50 years. And I think that's where we're at today. And it's a shame, it's a shame that households are struggling. And, you got to be making, in my mind, I think in Canada, North America, at least, I sit in my mind going, you want to have a good household, you got to be making like $100,000 a year, like minimum right now. So to have a good lifestyle. So there are ways to do it. You can work really hard and do it, but let's try to make it easier on ourselves, people, and do what we can to get these fuel prices back down to where they should be and have them only increase per year at a respectable rate, so that we, the people, can continue to have prosperity, or turn it around so that we can have more prosperity, more happiness, more freedom, to spend time with the things we love to do and spend time with the people that we love. So there we go. I'm going to do more on this. I've got more information on fuel prices, but I think it's 20 minutes in here, and we'll see we'll see you. I'm going to have some more information on this. So I hope everybody's doing well and stay free.